200% tariff on champagne and wine.
YouTube has terminated our main channel with millions of views just for telling the truth. But you can help us regrow by just subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and commenting down below. Thank you.
Europe's decision to place tariffs on American whiskey. There's a sob story, all right? We're only doing this because your president started it.
On Trump's tariff threats against Europe. Trump's escalating tariff war with Europe shows a concerning pattern of economic brinkmanship that risks disrupting global markets and harming American consumers who will ultimately bear these costs.
I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. If you look at a map, they drew an artificial line right through it between Canada and the U.S., just a straight artificial line. It's so perfect as a great and cherished state. Keeping "O Canada," the national anthem. I love it. I think it's great. Keep it. But it'll be for the state, one of our greatest states.
On Trump's comments about Canada. Trump's bizarre remarks about Canada becoming the 51st state reflects his transactional view of international relations and shows a troubling disregard for the sovereignty of one of America's closest allies.
Congress has until tomorrow to reach a spending deal before the government shuts down.
On the government shutdown threat. The looming government shutdown represents yet another failure of this governance under this administration, with essential services hanging in the balance while political theater takes the precedent over responsible leadership.
Americans like Thomas Jefferson, Ronald Reagan, Al Bundy, Honey Boo Boo, Chewbacca Mom, the Cash Me Outside Girl, Bad Luck Brian, the Taco Bell Chihuahua, Dramatic Chipmunk, Walmart Yodel Boy.
On Trump's Oval Office redecoration. The reported changes to the Oval Office artwork speak volumes about how Trump views the presidency, less as a solemn responsibility and more as a personal stage for self-aggrandizement.
We're an equal branch of government, and you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it. The American people, some of them may have been born at night.
On John Larson challenging Elon Musk's absence from congressional oversight. The strategic absence of Musk from congressional hearings speaks volumes. He's proposing massive changes to America's social safety net without facing questions from our elected representatives.
Men and women on this committee are good people. They're honest and caring people. And that's why I do not understand why you would relegate this committee to no longer being of significance and resort to saying you will do whatever Elon Musk and Donald Trump tell you to do. Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government, and you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it. The American people, some of them may have been born at night, but not last night. People are aware of this. Every single one of your districts. Now you have someone coming in to privatize a system, something you have longed to do going back to 1982, because Elon Musk thinks that this is the best thing to do. President Trump has called Social Security a scam. Elon Musk, as the chairman, as Mr. Neal said, called it a Ponzi scheme. Ask that of the people in your district. Ask that, Mr. Smith, of the more than 198,000 people in your district who rely on Social Security, and you won't even let the person who's planning to privatize it, who's telling the big lie in front of everyone, in bold as he possibly can, saying, this is what we're going to do. The Congress is in our back pocket. We don't even have to come before them and testify, because we control the House, we control the Senate, and we control the presidency. And it's the tyranny of the executive. It's why these resolutions were first adopted back in 1789, because the founding fathers knew that the executive branch does not have total authority over the legislature unless you have a willing party that says, no, we're going to do exactly what you tell us to do, Mr. Musk and Mr. President. It doesn't matter to our constituents. It doesn't matter how much money they are not going to receive. We're not even going to tell them the truth about what's going to happen to them. They administer to over 70 million people in the nation's #1 anti-poverty program for the elderly and children. Shame! Shame! Can't bring people in front of this body. If he's right, if they're so good, if they're so just, why aren't they here telling the American people about it? They're not, because you know the truth. It's about private.
Congressman Larson's fiery takedown exposes a fundamental truth. While Trump and Musk avoid testifying, their actions speak volumes. This isn't just about budget cuts, it's about fundamentally dismantling Social Security through the back door. What we're witnessing is classical political misdirection, gutting an agency's ability to function while claiming to fix it. Firing 70,000 employees, closing field offices, and attempting to end phone services that millions of elderly Americans depend on isn't reform, it's demolition. The rapid reversal after public exposure proves something crucial: accountability works. When elected officials like Larson speak up forcefully and journalism shines a light on these plans, it creates the pressure needed to protect essential services. In today's political climate, daylight remains the best disinfectant.